It's the weekly show about pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Gary and Steph are back together.
Oh my goodness, can you believe it? I
think
don't
maybe
even
we're the only
remember the
ones
last time we were both like home.
Yeah, and you're not going to be home very long. You're
No.
heading out to California. I was in
Yep.
Texas last week. I actually made 2 stops in Texas. I was in Dallas and in Houston. Both of it. If you are following me on LinkedIn, you should check those events out. TD Cinex had a phenomenal, a regional event like no other I've ever been to.
Yay, that's amazing.
And then followed that up with Datavox, which is a big integrator in Texas, had a incredible show at their home facility, like their own building. I've never seen a dealer with that kind of a building before. I was really impressed. They turned their whole lobby into a convention center, and it's big. It's not like little small place, but
Yeah. I love that. And
Good.
last week I was at Almo's E4 event. So Gary and I really we split up and did one will go with this distributor and one will go to this distributor's
Yeah,
event.
we might as well split them up. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think worked out really well because both are great, and I'm glad that we got to
And
go.
where was that? Where was that?
Almo's was in Santa Clara, California.
Oh, last time the E4 was in Santa Clara, and I went to speak at that. I also went and saw Coldplay.
Oh, I love that.
They were, the stadium's like walking distance from the hotel. Yeah, I walked to the stadium and saw Coldplay. Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
Yeah.
I went to a haunted house.
You went to what?
A haunted house.
That's totally you.
Which, do you know, like the lady who was like the heiress to the Winchester fortune, her house is out there. It's really like touristy now because it's like her house and then a bunch of corporate buildings. But yeah, I went and toured the Winchester Mystery House.
How was it?
It was, I mean, it's cool because it's like this crazy lady who was the heiress to this fortune who's from Connecticut, but like her spirit guide or something told her that she needed to move out west and like build a house. And she was like, okay, great. I will do that.
That was like the 1890s. That was a good idea.
Yeah. And then she did it. And then I think the like spirit person told her, like never stop building additions onto this house or the ghosts of everyone who has died by the hand of a Winchester rifle will come get you. And so she continued building on the house. So there are like stairs that go to nowhere, like all the way to the ceiling, or doors on the second floor that just go like out to the ground. So there are a lot of like weird little additions to the house because she just kept adding and adding and adding. So
was it haunted?
It didn't seem haunted to me. It seemed like a house with a tourist trap in it. So I think that any ghosts that were there have long since left. But
well, we're speaking of ghosts.
Yes.
We're going to talk about movies in a second, but
yes.
just to remind everyone, you're watching rAVe TV, which is our weekly live TV show brought to you every week at 9 a.m. Eastern, restreamed at noon Eastern every Wednesday. Steph and I do this show to kind of review the news and I guess mainly to curate the news because this past week we posted probably 100 news stories because of IBC and CEDIA in the last, say, 10 days. And we picked like 20 to talk about today, products that you should kind of pay attention to. Typically this is a slow time of the year, Steph, but there's quite a few new things. And I think the industry has gotten away from just launching products in fact, our producer, Emily, and I had a podcast that we pre-recorded yesterday, Steph, a new product coming from Insta360. You're going to want to see this product. And it comes out next week. I'm not allowed to talk about it, but just definitely become familiar with Insta360. Go to insta360.com because they got something new coming out. It's kind of cool.
That's exciting. No, they're a cool company. I've done some research.
My first 360 camera, like this little flat stick thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember me bringing that to Infocom like 6-7 years ago? And we did we did like a 360 video walkthrough of the
I
show.
think so, yeah.
Yeah. The problem was we had no way to post it anywhere because nobody had 360 compatible readers / players, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
headsets had just started coming out, right? And Facebook had just bought Oculus, and it was all sort of like still developing.
Yeah, I do remember that. That's so funny.
Well, what
Okay.
about Conjuring? You went and saw that
Oh.
stupid movie Conjuring.
Wait, you think they're stupid?
I don't know. I mean, I just think that, yeah. I mean, has there ever been a haunted / horror movie where the second one was better than the first?
This series, I think the second one was better than the first.
Maybe I need to see it then.
This is the 4th Conjuring movie, but there are like multiple other movies in like the Conjuring universe. It's kind of like the MCU, but it's like the Conjuring universe. This is my version of the
universe,
MCU.
the horror universe.
Yeah. And I thought, I mean, like, it was fun. I love a haunted house movie though. Like, I think they're fun. The jump scares are good. And these movies are like really kind of like hokey in that they're like romance movies, because a lot of it ends up being about like Ed and Lorraine Warren, who were real people, but this is like a lot of this is dramatized, and their love and how their love, the power of love, can like beat the ghosts or whatever. So whatever. I mean, like, I had a good time. But like, spoiler alert. So if you don't like that, mute for a second. They defeated the ghost at the end, like with the power of love, power of family, or something. So I was kind of like, what kind of ending is this?
They played the music too, like the Huey Lewis song, or what?
No, but it was like, oh, like if we work together, we can beat this demon and think about our family. And yeah, so I was like, huh? Okay. So yeah, but also like Ed and Lorraine Warren were real people, but I don't believe that they were actually ghost hunters. And like, I don't believe that they did what they say they did. I think that they were like grifters. I think that they were really good at lying to get money and resources from people.
So do they get like a percentage of the movie since it's based on them?
I'm sure their estate does. They're both dead now. He died in 2006. She died in 2019.
I'm surprised you didn't see The Long Walk. I mean, like that's
one, is that technically, I think that technically comes out today. Or
that's
like
the movie I want to see because I read the book years and I mean, I read the book when I was, that had to be a long time ago. Like I swear to God, it was when I was a kid, but I'm sure it's not been out quite that long, but I can't imagine how they made that into a movie because the book is so graphic, like so like crazy.
Isn't the premise like it's like for a contest or something?
Yeah, basically it's Hunger Games. Like Hunger Games copied this, like the flat out copied this, which is these boys every year for this I think it's every year for this contest have to walk. They have to walk a certain number of miles, and I forget what it is. Maybe it's 70 miles over a certain period of time, but they have to maintain, I want to say, a 20-minute mile pace, and if they don't, they get shot. And so one of the things that I've seen that's interesting is some of the movie previews have treadmills, and people are going to watch the movie and they're walking on treadmills, and
they have to keep the same pace as the guys in the movie.
I mean, Stephen King has a weird ass brain. Like, let's be honest, he's got
something's wrong.
Yeah, but that something wrong is delivered some hellacious creativity.
Yeah, it has.
And so I'm interested in that. We were talking before we were starting. We were talking about podcasts and how we both love podcasts, but it's interesting that we've rarely listened to the same one. Right. So we were sort of filling each other's buckets of you need to watch this one or you need to listen to this one because I've listened to it and it's really good. Sorry about that on the camera. So yeah. And then TV shows. So since I haven't seen any movies lately, I'll tell you about a show I'm watching. I'm watching a show on HBO called Task with Mark Ruffalo. Highly recommend it.
This is it it goes with another show, right? Like it's a spinoff of something?
Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe I need to watch the other show.
Maybe I'm crazy.
Let me know because I should watch the other one. But it's one of those shows that anyone under the age of 30 would get really frustrated with stuff because they're dropping it each week. Like in other words, you have to wait Sunday to Sunday to Sunday. And I know anyone under the age of 30 hates that kind of TV watching where you have to wait for the next episode to come out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm stereotyping, but pretty much everyone I've taught, all my students hate that. And I don't know, Steph, what do you think? Do you hate that?
I don't hate that because I think when everything comes out at once, like I binge it and then like I'm not paying enough attention, so I forget stuff.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
prefer like with Wednesday, the Tim Burton Addams Family show
Yeah.
that season 2 recently came out on Netflix. They did 4 episodes and then a few weeks later another 4 episods, which I
Yeah. I like
can
that too. I like
yeah,
that.
I'm
Yeah. I
good
don't
with
mind that.
that.
That's how they
Um,
dropped Stranger Things for a while too, right? They did
yeah.
a couple episodes and they do like 3, and then
Yes.
none for like 2 months, and then 1, and
Yeah.
it was
See,
kind of
I'm good
weird.
with that too because
Yeah.
I think it, like, makes you pay closer attention to the story
Yeah.
than if you just binge everything at once. Like, I think that we binge too many things. Like, we're like there's this culture of binge reading books where now there's like an AI app where you can download this app and it helps you just like summarize the books or whatever so that people can act like they've read more books in a year or whatever. And so like I just think like the binge culture has kind of ruined us a little bit. We need
I
to
mean,
just like stop binging so much content and like appreciate it and like really sit with
well,
it.
when I was in school, the AI version of not reading a book was called Cliff Notes. Do you know?
Yes.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah,
Like,
but you would do that for
so
school.
they
Like
turned
people
Cliff
are
Notes into AI, is what you're saying?
yes, people are doing that for fun and then acting like they read the book, and it's
Okay.
not the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
mean, it depends on, like, I remember Cliff Notes being helpful to tell me the important parts of a book, right? Or important
yeah.
parts of, especially when you were studying something, right?
Yes.
When you
I
weren't
remember
sure, because you never, like, now I teach students, I understand how the brain of a professor works to test you
yeah.
on whether or not you're paying attention. It's not to trick you, and it's not to see if you're intelligent. It's literally to sort of like confirm that you got the 10 most important things out of the class. It's literally
Yes.
just that. And as a younger person, I don't know that I would have figured out what the 10 most important things were without stuff like
Yeah.
Cliff Notes or
Yeah, exactly. I remember using it for did you have to read Heart of Darkness in
yeah,
high
oh yeah,
school? God, I hated that book.
yeah.
I
The
wanted
movie's really
to
good, by the way.
the Apocalypse Now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the movie's really, really good.
But
Martin
Heart of
Sheen.
Darkness, like Joseph, which is Joseph Conrad, it's a short novel. I would almost classify it as a novella. But Joseph Conrad as an author just spends so long, like pages upon pages, describing how the water looked
Yeah,
or describing how the trees on the bank looked. And I'm like, hey brother, let's get to the what's going on.
yeah.
So I would use Cliff's Notes because I'm like, did I miss something or are we really spending 10 pages talking about the water? So like I would use that to kind of help me. Like he had a very like purple prose type writing style. But anyway.
Well,
All right.
now we gotta cover news. How
Oh
boring is
God,
this?
the thing that we actually do for a living.
Yeah,
So
this is
okay.
boring now, but let's talk about the SAVE conference, because you're gonna be there next week, and you're heading back out to California because of it.
Yes, I'm heading to LA for a few days next week for SAVE 2025, the global conference for sustainability in AV. This conference is basically a call to action for that. It is September 24th, and there is a little bit of stuff on September 25th. But it's going to be great. The CEO of Shore is going to give a keynote presentation, which I am really, really excited about. I've never met her. Have you met Christine?
I have, yeah, I have met Christine at an E4 years ago, believe
Oh,
it or
cool.
not. Yeah, it's been a long time, but yeah.
I've never met her, so I'm really looking forward to her keynote and I'm looking forward to like hearing about what different manufacturers in our industry are actually doing to support sustainability because I do think there are people in the industry who think this is a fad and think it's not going to last because sustainability has come up as an issue as something that we need to solve probably like every few years, every 5 or 10 years. But I really have high hopes of it sticking this time and manufacturers starting to listen. So I am hopeful.
Well, good. I look forward to hearing how that conference goes. Hey, we can't do the show without sponsors. We're bringing on a third sponsor next month, but right now we got Shure, and I want to show you this video so that you understand basically how important audio is. And, there's a difference between hearing something and understanding something. So check this quick clip out.
Understanding, it's what we're all after. In lectures where ideas ignite. In teamwork, uniting people and perspectives. In everything, we strive to understand clearly. Connect deeply, because when we collaborate better, we dream bigger. And when we dream bigger, we can change the world.
That was
More
quick.
news.
Yeah, we got, okay, let's jump on the news.
Okay.
Sharp has launched some LEDs, and they basically relaunched the whole DirectView LED portfolio. They basically wiped it and started over. I mean, not started over, but they've got all new stuff. We had a chance to, Steph and I were lucky enough to see it at Infocom. And by the way, all this stuff is in their demo facility in Chicago. If you're ever in Chicago, where the old NEC display headquarters was, you can see all this stuff there. We actually have a picture of that in the article. But they relaunched their DirectView LED lineup. Part of it is the branding, right? Put it under the Sharp name now.
Yep.
Steph. But they have the FA and the FE series, which are, fine pitch, 0.9 millimeter to 3.8 millimeter. They have the FE3 series, which is higher brightness, FCC Class B certification. The E series addresses sort of like entry level. They're going after replacement of projectors with that. And of course, the D series is a COB. So there's a whole line of products. And, ultimately, LED is an interesting technology, because the theory is once you plug it in and start it up, it works and you don't have to mess with it. But the truth of the matter is you do lose modules, and you need to buy LED based on the ability to get those modules serviced and the board and the whole, the whole packaged serviced expediently. Now you're going to buy a certain number of extra LEDs when you buy something like that, but I'd pay attention to who's selling it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. This is kind of like, I taught that class at Almo E4 that's like all about the top trends of 2025. Well, it kind of started a discussion in this most recent class, which I was obsessed with, that we were talking about like whether LED will ever replace projection fully. And part of the argument for people who say yes is because DV-LED has advanced so much these past few years that like we're replacing typical LCD things with that, but also putting DV-LED in places that used to be projection only, because the price has come down significantly and the pixel pitch has tightened.
Yeah, I think it just comes, from a quality standpoint, it just comes down to cost now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it'll happen in your lifetime, but not mine. So I think that we still have a ways to go. Projection will be around at least another decade. I mean, you walk into any classroom, you're going to see projection if it's a reasonable size classroom. Certainly some of those will be replaced. There's a whole new series. We're not allowed to talk about them because I'm under NDA, but some of the bigger brands, I'm under NDA with 2 display companies. Some of the bigger brands are coming out with what I can say is much larger than 105-inch flat panel LCDs that look amazing.
Yeah.
Again, you have to test the ability to get it in the building, because it sounds cool, but then how do you turn the corners and get it into the 3rd floor if the elevator is only meant to hold 6 people? A lot of buildings are smaller. And is it worth removing the window in a building to haul up an LCD in when you can put in a projector? So there's some of this stuff is going to be tough to DirectView LCD, going to be tough to replace projectors, even though they, might have 115 inch. Yeah, that big DirectView LCD. It's still going to be, easier sometimes to put in a projector. There's ADA requirements, like you can't stick out too far.
Yeah.
Mounting some of these means you have to make them stick out a little far. So we're still a little ways away.
Yes. And then I was like kind of talking about serviceability a little bit. I was like, it's a lot easier sometimes to replace a part of a projector that's gone bad than like replacing a module for
the whole projector is easy, right? You just pull off
or then replacing like a module for an LED wall. But I mean, like now they do have the things where you can like suction it and pull it off.
Yeah.
But it's not an option if it's not like a video wall, if it's not a modular thing. So just depends on your needs. But okay, continuing, let's talk about Crestron. We're going to bring this up again, but Crestron, they expanded the Home OS. They've got a new configuration platform. They came out with this new Sevo remote, and then they have new shading options, new light switch options, panels, and all of this we got videos of. So if you go to ravepubs.com/Cedia Expo, we have product videos of all of these new things. But yes, the Sevo mini remote, it's a handheld controller, beautiful tactile button layout, beautiful like charging. I think you set it on a charger. I think it's kind of like an iPhone in that way. Then of course they came out with the Cameo keypads, dimmers, switches. The Horizon line came out with new metal finishes, and then they did expand their shading portfolio as well. And they have new sheer fabric collections for those. So definitely go to ravepubs.com/Cedia Expo to get kind of the walkthrough of this CD of the Crestron booth at Cedia. So yeah.
So all of our Cedia coverage, by the way, is there. So you can go to ravepubs.com, go to trade shows, drop down, and you can see everything that Steph saw. Next story, Planar introduced another built upon their line of 4K LCDs, and they have a new series called the Ultra SP series. The basically 700 nit brightness, so a lot brighter, and 24/7 operation. And can all the way also play HDR content. So these could be for really high value applications. You can find out more information about that on our website, but it does handle 90% of NTSC video format standards. So it is kind of perfected for home theater applications too, but they're really promoting it for digital signage where you need high quality colorimetry.
Because you can mount these either horizontal or vertically, which is nice.
And they're TA compliant. So you can check all that out at planar.com.
Yes. So let's talk about Aver. Aver's killing it this year, man. So Aver just received Zoom Pro AV camera certification for the MD720UIS, which this camera, like a few others of Aver's, is a medical grade PTZ camera. Really great. This one particularly for telehealth and patient monitoring applications. So what this certification means is it enables like this seamless Zoom experience, very plug and play with Zoom's platform. So this enables healthcare professionals to provide very easy, like consistent care in these like virtual consultation kind of settings. So
there you go. And by the way, we got a cool video on the Crestron Sevo remote. So you can see what it looks like and how it operates. This remote, although designed for and aimed at home theaters, could be used in small conference applications. So check it out. Okay, I didn't get to see this last year at ISE, but I did read a lot about it,
Yes,
and I thought it was
same.
really cool because our market is moving more and more towards security. We have a new security newsletter, in fact, ravepubs.com well, let's actually just go to ravepubs.com, and then you'll see a subscribe link. You can subscribe to our security. It's physical security and cybersecurity. And what was interesting at TD Senex's show, Steph, probably a third of the show, maybe more, was about physical security.
Oh, nice.
And they had a whole cybersecurity section as well, because they come from the IT world as well.
Mhm.
But ISC again in 2026 will include the hackathon, which is kind of fun. I mean, like, yeah, they're gonna amp it up this year. It's helping everyone in our industry. There are more. What they've done is basically turn the hackathon into tracks. They have a sustainability track, Steph, which you might want to mention to save, innovation track, and then they have a cybersecurity track, of course.
Cool.
They only had the cybersecurity last year, so this is kind of a cool thing. If you're interested, I mean, it's a good way to make yourself available and do something kind of cool and meet people in the industry, network with them by being part of the hackathon. It happens during the show. You can go to ravepubs.com. We got the whole story there. You have to search ISE and you'll find the story.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to hearing more about this.
Mm-hmm.
So, a couple more stories here. This next one, let's talk about Playbox Neo. So, basically, they've partnered with AI Media, and what this is going to do is allow automated captioning and translation and real-time voice translation as well into its broadcast playout ecosystem. This is actually really cool because what this does is brings like broadcast quality tools for like accessibility and multilingual tools to these broadcasters, these universities, some government organizations, and corporate AV users. So I've been saying that I think that people are going to start integrating these live translation services that we saw exhibiting at ISE and Infocom into more products like this. And then it happened. So
yeah, and I mean, this whole industry's like transformed with AI.
Yeah.
Two things I'll mention to you, Steph. The new AirPods 3 from Apple have
Yes.
live translation.
Oh,
And it
that's cool.
translates to 4 languages. So if you put the AirPods in your
Mhm.
ear and somebody's speaking Spanish to you, it will translate it to English in nearly real time. It's like less than a half a second
Interesting.
difference. Yeah. If both of you are, and you don't pay any money for that either, it's all included in the AirPods. So you don't have to have it connected to a phone. It has on the edge processing. You're literally just talking to each other and it's translating. And if they have AirPods on, you can both be speaking a different language and it'll translate you as well. That's the first thing. Second thing is Apple did the same thing with FaceTime. So now FaceTime has the ability to, if you have the new operating system, has the ability to not only do captioning, you can turn on captioning, real-time captioning in FaceTime, but you can also do translation. So this is like, I mean, I was thinking about it today, like literally this morning. I was thinking last night. I was thinking about this last night.
Yeah.
That whole industry of people doing translations or translate is gone. Yeah. The whole industry. People who speak English teach English in other countries. That's gone. That whole industry's gone because of AI. Because you don't need it anymore, and because of all these tools that people can use, as long as they can afford the tools. But $299 for the Apple. Apple was smart company. A lot of people don't like Apple because they don't like the ecosystem. Here's what Apple did. They kept the same price for those AirPods. You can upgrade your current AirPods for this functionality. But what they did with the AirPods 3 was genius. They are now officially a hearing aid device. So if you so now, you know, people get smaller and smaller hearing aids, which cost $3,000-$4,000 to get the kind where you can barely see them. Well, now you got the cool factor of $299. It looks cool and you look, you know, kind of fashionable. They've turned it into a fashion to wear these, or you don't look odd keeping them in your ear all the time, but yet it's a hearing aid device for less than $300.
That's cool.
Pretty incredible what they've done.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So anyway, let's move on to another story. NICE, which is a big video processing and control system company in the home AV market, ain't residential. 99.9% of what they do is in the residential, is taking their stuff on the road. They're doing a road show to demonstrate all their stuff between now and the end of the year. That includes Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Fort Lauderdale, Dallas, and a few other stops. We have all the deets on our website at ravepubs.com. You can search NICE, N-I-C-E. I've always thought that's a tough company name to have because from a SEO standpoint, not that matters anymore in the AI world, but like when you Google NICE, they don't come up.
Isn't their website like Nice for You?
Yeah, it's nice for you, sure. Yeah. But I mean, you have to remember that. And but anyway, they've got a cool product line.
They do.
Yeah. And so check out all those stories that we just talked about on ravepubs.com. And I know, Steph, you want to pitch Launch Week 12 because it's coming up.
I do. It's coming up. It is October 28th, 29th, and 30th. And a lot of the content is now locked in. I'm really excited about Pro AV Day, which is the 30th. Also, Experiential Signage Day is the 28th. Ed Tech Day is the 29th. Pro AV Day is the 30th. Each one of these days is worth 3 CTS, CTSI, or CTSD RUs. So if you want to come to all 3 days, that is 9 CTS RUs that you can have. That's like almost all you need for a year. If you keep up with the 30 every 3 years requirement to keep your CTS. So I'm really excited about Pro AV Day because one of our big panels that day is called AV Project Management for Dummies. So what this is going to be is kind of helping people in the AV industry learn project management. A lot of you need this. I need this. That is what I struggled with the most on the CTS test. So if you guys need to know a little bit more about what goes into AV project management, if you're curious, if you want to learn a little bit more about what that process even looks like, this is going to be a fantastic panel for you. So make sure to come. You can go ahead and register at lavnch.com, and I hope to see you there.
All right. Well, that concludes our show this week. Don't forget, we're on every Wednesday at 9 a.m. We restream at noon because everyone in California is still asleep right now. And we really appreciate you watching. You can catch up with all the Rave TV shows back 3 years ago, even at ravepubs.com. Just click on the TV link. Steph, I look forward to seeing you. If depending on your schedule next week, look forward to seeing you next week, but have fun in California.
Thank you. All right. Well, I will see you soon, Gary, and see all of you soon too who are watching. So thanks for watching. See you next week.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.